So, Mother 3 is one of the more popular JRPGs that came from Nintendo that never got localized in America. And it's something that people are still pushing for to this day because a lot of people feel like if this game was released back in the mid 2000s, because I think the game came out in '06, that it probably would have been a big deal, which is true, but it wouldn't have been a big deal in the way people would probably expect because you look at Mother 3, the game is one that is really controversial and it had a lot of stuff in it that a lot of people back in the day, especially in the West, would have found offensive. Um, like America today is very different from what it was during the 2000s. Stuff like LGBTQ, that stuff really didn't fly back in the day, and it was something that people were against. But it seems like nowadays, the West is way more tolerant of it now, in composed to the or in comparison to the 2000s, and also like the game was very dark for a Nintendo title, and I think it's something that I don't know, it would have make people look at Nintendo in a different way. I still feel like if Mother 3 came out today, it would still create a great deal of controversy because for the most part, Nintendo tries to maintain this squeaky clean image with their characters like Mario and Zelda and all that stuff. There really isn't a ton of controversy surrounding Nintendo games for the most part. And I do feel like Mother 3 could be a game that if Nintendo ever tried to like remake the game or get it localized, it would turn heads in the gaming world, but at the same time, there'd probably be a little bit of backlash towards it. And what I mean by that is that it was really dark, it had like these themes of death and at drugs, alcohol, all that stuff. A lot of stuff that you see in a lot of video games nowadays, whether it be rated M, rated T, on the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox, you name it. But for Nintendo to, I guess, like, publish a game like that, like in this day and age, people would really look at Nintendo differently. But at the same time, I do feel that Nintendo needs to have, I guess, an RPG franchise that makes it stand out because for the most part, like Nintendo's best franchises are within the genres of action adventure and platform, and that's mainly it in terms of Nintendo making a profit and all that. But does Mother 3 deserve to be localized? I'm pretty sure a lot of people like a lot of hardcore fans of the Mother series and hardcore fans of Nintendo feel that Mother 3 should be localized, but then a lot of people, including the director, has argued that it would be different to localize it without it being controversial or it not making a whole ton of sense because many would agree that the plot for Mother 3 is a mess compared to that of Mother 2. Also, Mother 2, it didn't earn a huge profit on the SNES when it was released back in '94 or what have you. But I do feel that like the landscape of gaming has changed a lot since the '90s and the 2000s. RPGs are more popular than ever, and that Mother 3, whether it be localized or remade in 3D, I think it would make a lot of money. It'd probably sell a couple of million on Nintendo because it's one of those video game series that's been dead for so long that if you release another entry or try to reboot it, it would get a positive reaction from many people within the gaming community around the world, and it would probably end up doing good business. But but the director has he has expressed interest in getting Mother 3 localized in America for quite some time, and it never happened. Obviously, because Nintendo has more important things to worry about. Also, you look at The Legend of Zelda, their latest game, Tears of the Kingdom, and you look at the Super Mario Brothers movie that came out this past year. The Zelda game ended up being probably the best action adventure game of 2023. Um, and it was one of the best games of 2023 in general, next to Baldur's Gate 3. And the Super Mario Brothers movie, it did like over a billion in terms of box office revenue. So obviously, Mario and Zelda is still white hot in terms of popularity. And we're still waiting for Metroid Prime 4, which is a game we should have gotten like 6 years ago. But it is what it is. And and with the stuff that I just mentioned, it doesn't seem like Mother 3 is something that's really it's not really a primary focus for Nintendo at the time, but a localization of the Mother 3 game would be pretty cool. Whether it be on Nintendo's online eShop or whether it's for, I guess, the upcoming, Switch 2 game system. But I do feel either way, like Mother 3 would be a big deal if it got localized like sometime in the future. I don't think it's something that's going to happen. Should it happen, I think it'd be pretty cool. I think it'd be pretty interesting to see what would happen. But until Nintendo says otherwise, I don't think that's going to happen anytime in the near future.